Hello everybody, my name is Helen Gearing and I'm a co-pilot, first officer on the Boeing 777 aircraft flying out of Heathrow and Gatwick. Right now though, I'm in my hotel room in downtown Houston, Texas, and very shortly I'll be joining the rest of my crew and we'll be heading off to Houston Airport to operate a flight back to London Heathrow. So I'd like to invite you on my journey. You can have a glimpse into my day-to-day life and I hope you enjoy it. At George Bush Intercontinental Airport in Houston, and crew's just getting the bags. So we'll head inside, get all checked in and make our way to the aircraft. Okay, so we're in the briefing room where we come in and collect our paperwork for the flight. So this is our flight plan, which is lovely produced by our flight planning department with all the information on it that's useful to us, like flight time and altitudes and things like that, and the speed at which we're going to cross over the Atlantic. We get some lovely pictures like this, which again show us in pictorial form the sort of weather that we might encounter en route and also the exact track that we're going to be flying, but I'll talk to that a little bit more detail later. And then this lot is everything we need to know about places en route, and again I'll talk a little bit about that later on as well. But for now, we're going to head off towards the aircraft and meet up with the rest of the crew and get on with the day. So welcome to the office. We'll be spending the next approximately 9 hours. Time to get it all set up.
Heavy pilot, which means I'm on secondary duties. I won't get the operating seat and start running the flight. So it's my responsibility to do the walk round of the aircraft. So here on the ramp at Houston, I'm going to have a walk round and check everything is okay.
Actually pumping conditioned air into the aircraft. So it goes up in there. Keep the cabin nice and cool whilst the passengers are boarding. I'll start and check the nose wheel of the aircraft. Does the cargo getting loaded on there? Put down the side of the aircraft and go and check out one of the two engines, one of the two Rolls-Royce engines that is helping us propel us home today. Right at the tip of the right-hand wing, we kind of just walk along it and checking for any major signs of damage or anything missing, which isn't usually the case. Certainly so far today, everything's looking good. It's big picture stuff that we're looking out for really. The engineers will have already checked stuff, but we do have one pilot on each flight. We'll always go around and check the aircraft personally. The aircraft and check the wheels on that side and check out the wheels on this side. General sort of wear and tear stuff. We don't want to be seeing any big gashes or anything in the wheel. They're pretty hardy things, they do pretty well. But again, just checking things like this here. This is a brake wear indicator, so there should be a decent amount of length left of this to the inboard side. On each of those. And again, yeah, big picture stuff, just checking for anything obvious, any leaks. It's all looking pretty good. Walk round. Back onto the aircraft now to go and assist the other two pilots with the rest of the pre-flight setup. And then we should be on our way. So we're just going out, speaking to air traffic control very short, there's a bit of pushback. Looking good for an on-time question. I shall see you when we're in the air. So departure went well, and we're now in the climb at 25,000 feet. As heavy pilot, I take the first break. So my colleagues here will continue flying the aircraft. I get to go and have a little break, and I'll come back and take over from one of them a little bit later on. So is leaving Texas behind.
Yeah, what's next?
So here I am in the crew bunk. Got a couple of hours now of rest, so I'm going to go lights out and back in the cockpit a little bit So back in the flight deck now after rest. We're just over Boston actually. It's nice and clear. That's Boston down there. The lights of Boston anyway. And the information down here tells us we're at 37,000 feet. And we're doing Mach decimal 829, so pretty much decimal 83. And our route there, little straight line for a little while longer yet. All the way up the eastern seaboard into Canada. So a little bit further along in our flight now, and we are approaching Oceanic airspace, which is basically what crossing the Atlantic entails entering into. And we get a special clearance for that. So the clearance is here. Probably looks a little bit like gobbledygook to us, but it's basically explaining all the waypoints we'll be crossing, the altitude we'll be flying at, and how fast, because several aircraft all at once transiting the airspace, and with limited radar coverage they need to keep us separated somehow, so we put on the track system, and we're required to keep a particular speed and a particular altitude, so we'll be entering that very shortly, and then it's the long trek across the Atlantic back to London. So this is our actual Oceanic clearance that gets sent to us. So that's our call sign, 196 Echo, so air traffic know who we are. Cleared to Heathrow, and that's the entry point into the Oceanic system. They're allocated letters, so we're on R. Entry point, and then these are the coordinates that we'll follow. And then some other waypoints at the other end. And at the bottom here, that's our estimated time of arrival at the first waypoint. Flight level 370, which is basically 37,000 feet, and Mach decimal 82. And that keeps us nice and safe and separated from everybody else. And this is our map on the iPad, so the waypoint we entered was this place here called Nixo, and then here's a little map of the coordinates as we go across the Atlantic Ocean. All the way across into Irish and then UK airspace. So it's now 5 to 8 in the morning UK time, and we're at transatlantic at the moment, but I can see tomorrow. There it is. Morning is breaking. We're catching it up. Just over another 3 hours to go. Good morning. So we are not too far away now from arrival into Heathrow. Just about an hour, depending on how much time we may have to spend in the hold there. But weather's looking good there, and we're still up at 37,000 feet, and just approaching, or in Irish airspace, and approaching Shannon, Dublin. Then we'll route across the UK and into Heathrow. It's beautiful up here today, and good flight so far. So looking forward to getting down the road. So now back in the jumper seat, so we've got a full pilot crew back in the cockpit. We're about, I'd say, maybe 50 minutes away now from landing in Heathrow. All going well, we're all briefed, and very shortly we're starting our descent. I believe there's a little bit of traffic at Heathrow at the moment, so we're probably going to end up going around the hole for a little while before we get our clearance to land. But that's normal for Heathrow, and yeah, it shouldn't take too long. So just started the descent now, speaking to air traffic, and just passing 30,000 feet, and we'll go and join the rest of the inbound aircraft into Heathrow. Join the hold and wait our turn. I've landed at Heathrow now, all is well, passengers disembarking, and we're about to, so successful flight completed, Houston to Heathrow. I hope you enjoyed accompanying us on the journey, and I hope you found it useful.